Hey everyone, welcome to BrickVault. My name is Jack. Today is another LEGO Weekly News Update. Now, next week, I'm not going to be in town for a Weekly News Update, so Weekly News isn't happening next week. Regular episodes are still coming out every day, just no weekly news, just next week. All right, now let's jump into the news. All right, so the biggest story for sure this week, I think, is the official reveal of the LEGO Disney Castle set. It has certainly been on the rumored list for quite a while, and there were several leaks throughout last week, but the official reveal came along with a bunch of production shots, as well as the designer video. It is set number 71040, and it is over 4,000 pieces. It is a massive set and one of the tallest LEGO sets ever built. I believe it is about 29 inches high and it retails for $350. Some aren't totally pleased with this pricing system considering it comes with just 5 minifigs, 4 of which are exclusive, and it is the same price as the Ghostbusters Firehouse headquarters, which is about 500 pieces more, and comes with 4 extra minifigs plus a few ghosts. Considering the part count of the Disney Castle, I don't think $350 is an unreasonable price, but I think the Ghostbusters Firehouse headquarters was actually just a very good price. I think the main problem that most people agree with the castle set is that it does not come with a Cinderella minifig. This pretty much guarantees she's going to be in the Disney Minifigure Collectibles Series 2, but still this is her castle and there's a bunch of Cinderella references even within the build. So yeah, that actually makes no sense to me. I have no idea why she's not in this set, but all the other minifigs included are very nice. Their detailing reflects what they're dressed as when they're actually at the theme park. Let me know what you guys think about this set, whether or not it is a good deal. I can tell you right now that I am going to be picking this thing up on August 17th. That's the first day it's available for VIP members, and it is open to the general public on September 1st. Alright, and moving on with reveals, we now have pictures of our Adventure Time Ideas set, the official LEGO designed version of the set that will be released, and it's going to retail for $50. The characters included in this set are Jake, Finn, Princess Bubblegum, Lady Rainicorn, Marceline, BMO, Gunter, and the Ice King. As you can see, these are LEGO built figures, not minifigures. If you want the minifigs of Jake and Finn, you've got to check out the Dimension sets. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not some massive Adventure Time fan. I don't know a whole lot about the show. I know my brothers are way more into it than I am, but I think that builds for the figures are generally pretty good. They did not include nearly as many characters as the Ideas set had originally built, but I think some of the designs have definitely improved. This is an extremely subjective opinion, especially when it comes to LEGO built figures. It really just depends on what kind of style of building you're into. What do you guys think? Do you think the figures look better? Do you think they look worse? And are you happy with all the characters they included? Also, yeah, I almost forgot, it is set to release in January of 2017. Alright, and just about the rest of the information for this week revolves around San Diego Comic-Con. This is between June 21st and June 24th. And the next big reveal for Comic-Con is we now have a picture of the exclusive Steve Rogers Captain America minifig. And if you don't remember based on the rumors that we talked about a few weeks ago, or if you can't tell based on the detailing that you're looking at right now, this is the Hydra version of Captain America. This is the very recent and controversial version of the Hydra agent Captain America that came out in the comics, and something tells me this minifigure in particular is going to be very, very sought after. And the other exclusive LEGO minifig release for San Diego Comic-Con this year is supposed to be Adam from the Green Arrow TV show, but we do not yet have a picture of that guy. And San Diego Comic-Con is full of panels, and I believe the most popular one for LEGO this year is definitely going to be the panel on the LEGO Batman movie. Alan Tran from the Brick Fan did a pretty good write-up on all of these panels and all the San Diego Comic-Con info, but what we know right now is that director Chris McKay is going to be there, as well as the voice actor for Batman, Will Arnett, and they're going to be presenting a sneak peek of the movie, probably stuff that we haven't seen before. That should be pretty exciting. Something tells me there's going to be some sort of footage leaks from this, and there's also going to be time for signings as well as a selfie booth. And that is not it for the LEGO panels at Comic-Con. There's going to be a LEGO Dimensions panel, a LEGO Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu panel, as well as Nexo Nights behind the scenes. If you are indeed going to San Diego Comic-Con this year, Alan Tran from the Brick Fan has written up the full schedule and what you can expect from all of these panels, so I suggest you check out the links in the video description below for what he has written up for them. And we are going to move on to what I think is the most interesting story in the LEGO community this week. There is a new site called MOC Nation that just launched this week, and it's a pretty interesting idea. Basically, LEGO creators from all over can submit their designs to MOC Nation, and the guys at this site, should they choose to accept your set idea, will get all of of the parts, create comprehensive manuals, and ship them out to people that want to order them. So should your set idea become accepted by MOC Nation, you yourself as the designer would get a cut of the profits of the sales. In essence, this is like LEGO ideas except not associated with LEGO Group. If MOC Nation catches on, we could start getting some very interesting creations coming from this site. I don't believe they have quite as many creative restrictions based on the LEGO marketing team, which means very fun, interesting, and perhaps kind of strange creations could end up coming from here. Right now these guys are in sort of a fledgling stage, so there aren't too many creations to choose from, but I definitely think it's worth checking this place out, and I'm very curious to see how well this idea catches on. Alright, now let's move on to LEGO ideas. Now, no new sets got 10,000 votes, which means they're not accepted into the review stage yet. So this week I'm going to focus on a set that's been doing pretty good recently, and I've had my eye on for a while. This is called Samurai Code by Fishing Twister. The featured part of the build is definitely the structure here. It can either be used as a traditional shrine, or the builder says you can take everything out and it can be used as a samurai dojo. The builds are great though. We have those stone lions in the front, and I absolutely love the build for the rooftop, as well as just everything ornate on the outside. We've got a few samurai minifigs that comes with a horse, and a very nice build for a blooming cherry tree. I think this set works very well for a lot of reasons. It's great as a display set. I think there's some playability with those minifigs for sure, and there's such a focus on architecture with LEGO that it even has its own theme, yet we don't really see very many good structures for East Asian architecture, and I think this would be a great build for LEGO to include. Alright, let's move on to custom creations. What are the awesome things people have been building out of LEGO throughout the week? We're going to check out some of my favorites. This here is Stonecreek Forest by Sergeant Chipmunk. Castles have been built from LEGO for a very, very long time, and the infamous stone wall is always being recreated in some way, shape, or form. This builder has tackled the stone wall in many different ways in the past, and this particular build technique is something I've never seen before. Those flat stud pieces aren't actually connected, I don't believe, and I think they're just held in by a bunch of pressure from the top and bottom. It looks great. I love seeing a new design for an age-old concept, but really everything in this build is fabulous. I like the transparency and depth of the water, the lush grasslands all around the trees, and the wonderful atmosphere created by the changing colors of the forest. Heck, even the door is put together really well. Awesome build, but let's move on. This next Star Wars build is very much like a Microfighter. It is the Medical Frigate and was built by Marcus 19840420. This is the ship that Luke, Leia, and the droids are on at the very end of episode 5, and I have been waiting for an Ultimate Collector series of this ship for a super long time. Until then, I guess we're gonna have to appreciate this guy on a micro scale, and I just really hope the next set of Microfighters follows a style similar to this. Here is Chopped by Redfren1950. Technically the title is Chopper Honda Engine, and that's because the main difference with this build is of course the shape of the engine. It's not a traditional engine that you might see in a chopper motorcycle, and you can definitely see that when you compare it to his police issue lowrider, which is almost the same kind of build, with of course the main difference being the engine itself. Can't say I'm much of a gearhead, but I do have a soft spot for motorcycles, and I'm just really liking the build for this bike. In front of me right now is actually the Street Motorcycles retro bike. That's the alternate build for this set, but there really is no comparison between these two models. I only attempt to draw the comparison because they are sort of low-riding hardtails, but you be the judge and tell me which one you think looks better. Here is Tech West Stagecoach Robbery by Christopher Hoffmann. It's actually not that bad of a segue over from the chopper build. That hoverbike definitely has a chopper feel to it. There have always been parallels drawn between the Wild West and sci-fi fantasy, and this build is sort of a pure incarnation of those styles together. This is sort of a classic scene of a stagecoach that would normally be drawn by horse and carriage, being robbed by a bandit that would normally be riding a horse. What I like so much about this build is that little had to be done to keep a nice Western feel to it. The stagecoach itself has that nice rounded top. Of course, the figures are dressed in sort of a traditional garb, and the stands used to keep the hovercrafts off the ground are made to look like a little bit of desert backdrop, and that is all you need. This is kind of what I imagine the sequel to Cowboys and Aliens might look like. And I gotta add one more thing in here. I'm really not surprised that this theme turned out so well from this builder, because Christopher Hoffmann has the best LEGO rendition of any Swordfish 2 I've ever seen. For those that don't know, this is the main character Spike's ship in the show Cowboy Bebop. Many have attempted this Wild West sci-fi build in LEGO before, but in my opinion, none have completed it quite as successfully as this. All right, that is it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. I really like doing these weekly news updates for you guys. Remember, next week there is no news, but there's going to be news, I think, starting again on the 30th. All right, that is it, though. Thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you next time at BrickVault.